It's hard to imagine Memphis without Streets Ministries, Memphis Athletic Ministries, or Christ Community Health Services. But in 1987, these were all ideas that had not yet been realized. Today, there are organizations and ministries all over the city that trace their roots back to the Memphis Leadership Foundation.
In the 1980s, there was a few churches, urban churches, of course, who have always been on the forefront of ministry among the poor and our most underserved areas. And increasingly, suburban churches were asking and looking for ways to get involved. And so the idea behind the Memphis Leadership Foundation was to create a platform, a freeway, if you will, for involvement, urban churches, suburban churches, nonprofits, faith community, to transform communities from the inside out.
MLF stands in the gap of ministry relative to meeting the whole needs of urban, under-resourced men, women, boys and girls. And so this ministry has been able to leverage and create opportunities that are holistic in their intent and that are effective in terms of not only giving a person a fish that they might eat today, but teaching them the fish so that they can eat for a lifetime.
Still today, our vision is to seek the peace and welfare of our city by connecting communities of resource with communities of need in order to expand the kingdom of God throughout Memphis's urban core.
Chuck Colson once said, the founder of Prison Fellowship, that God has little platoons of his people in every corner of the universe doing his work. That was true in Memphis in the 1980s, but often these little platoons had very little capacity, needed some infrastructure, and some leadership to take their ideas to scale. And so one of the ideas behind the Memphis Leadership Foundation was to come alongside these little platoons and actually form an army of people committed to Christ first and then committed to transforming their communities.
The beauty of the Memphis Leadership Foundation and the creativity of it is the fact that we equip and enable and empower leaders, in some cases leaders who may not otherwise have an opportunity to serve in full-time ministry.
We never intended to duplicate ministries or reinvent the wheel. What we intended to do was come alongside leaders, build their capacity so that they could take their ideas and their ministry to scale.
In all, over 30 ministries have in one way or another teamed up with Memphis Leadership Foundation.
For the past 25 years, the life, work, and history of the Memphis Leadership Foundation has been an incredible part of the work that God is doing here in our city. So I'm anxious about it. I'm standing on tiptoe, waiting on God to see what He would have us do and for Him to allow us to be a part of that whole process. I think Memphis Leadership Foundation is strategically poised to be a part of the work that God is doing to transform our city and to transform the lives of urban, under-resourced men, women, and children.